Aaron?
I just want to see him one more time.
7 years ago, she ran away. From him.
How is it that I'm feeling pity for him right now? I think I should go.
You just got here.
No, this is better.
Stay the night at least.
I tried finding her, but you know she didn't want to be found.
Hello, David. Hello, Scott.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to talk to you both. And I'm going to say I love Montana's story. So, yes, I thought that Haley and Owen had a very great performances. And I think it's all related to your script, to your directing all together. So my question is, why Montana and not Idaho?
You know, it could have been Idaho, or it could have been Wyoming, or, you know, it could have been possibly Oregon or even California or New Mexico. But we chose Montana to some degree because of a tax credit, about a place where the virus wasn't especially strong at the time. But Montana was one of the places that, you know, a story in an open place could be told. A story about the West could be told.
I think for both of us too, there's something about Montana that like just the name of the state even. There's something that sounds a little magical, and it's a landscape that, as much as we're familiar with the West, we'd never been there, and there's some mystery about Montana still, for me at least, as a kind of, it still feels like a frontier on some level, that like of a place that I have a strong imagination about, but have never really set foot in. So it was really fun thinking about it and kind of learning more about it, and then finally going there and discovering what it really is. It was really a fun journey.
Yeah, it was beautiful shot. And then, as I mentioned about Owen and Haley, I think they are great together, and their relationship, brother, sister, and then have all this relationship within. They're great shots. But I want to mention about the choice of the Native American actors. Why was it important for you both to bring them to the screen, to the story?
Well, I think most importantly because Native peoples occupy that place and can, you know, have occupied that place long before we were there, and occupy the place still. And the ideas about home and place, and why we leave a place, why we come back to a place, how we identify with it, seemed like, well, of course we wouldn't have presumed to try and tell Native stories, but we certainly thought that Native peoples had to be part of this story about these broader themes.
And what was like your biggest challenge? I know that you guys had another movie coming in like before, and then the pandemic hit, but what was like your biggest challenge to put Montana's story together?
I mean, the pandemic was huge, of course. I mean, it was, for most of us in the production, including the cast, this was the first time we'd left our, you know, shelters in place, is what was going on at the time. We wrote the script without spending time together for the most part. We, you know, like most of the writing, we were each in our apartments in New York City. And when we got to Montana, it really was a kind of, I mean, you know, worldwide, I think we all had that same experience. There was a moment when we finally started venturing back into the world. And this was the first journey that way for almost everybody involved. And it was scary and weird, and there was no vaccination at the time. We had to learn a new way of working together, a new way of, you know, communicating with our cast, wearing masks, and, you know, a whole process of, you know, making sure everyone stayed safe and healthy. And it was a big deal. You know, we've all, I think, gotten a little more comfortable with the state of things and gotten used to working and all of that. But at the time, it was really like odd. Like, it was just so strange for all of us. But
yeah, that's amazing. This is the time that I have with you both. Thank you so much, David. Thank you so much, Scott, and a lot of success. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I think when we finally sell the ranch, it'll still leave enough to cover the new medical bills, depending on how much we get.
And how long he lives.
You thought more about that old horse? Got to deal with it sooner or later.
Is there something wrong with Mr. T?
We're gonna put him down.
I'm taking Mr. T back with me.
Back where?
To New York.
You live in New York.
I'm not gonna let you kill him.
Are you planning on keeping an old horse in the Big Apple?
What, you think I'm being stupid?
Of course not. I've done way stupider things for animals than drag a horse from Montana to New York.
It's insane.
I think she doesn't know how to make the pain go away, but maybe this she can do.
I saw what happened that night, what he did to her. And I just froze. I knew what I should do. That I could stand up to him, that I could stop him. But I didn't.
So, I hear you have gotten a little taste of our family history from my brother. Pretty rough, huh?
There it is, in the belly of the beast. That our dad helped shield from government oversight.
Oh, my Lord, come carry me home. Oh, my Lord, come carry me home.
Every night I wake up and I think that can't be what happened. But that is what happened. And that's how it's always gonna be. I missed you so much.
Well, you got me now.
Your father is a man whose past is complete now. Nothing more will be added to his story.
Begging, please.
But yours is still unfolding.
Won't you release me?
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.